I started writing 2 years ago and have been planning this trip for nearly the same amount of time. People ask me, how did you find out about this area? To be honest, I don't remember. I just know that I've been daydreaming about the Himalayas for most of my life. I've always considered them to be the most exotic mountains in the world, and now I'm headed to India to see them. I can't believe it. Looks like we're getting ready to board.
Traffic here it's unbelievable. There's 3 lanes that are lined off, but there's actually 6, possibly 7 lanes. And then the sidewalk lane what the motorcycles can use whenever they want to.
Every morning that I've been getting up, there's always monkeys just out on the streets.
I'm used to people being fairly cautious about flying. They will, mind the instructions that they're given. They will, they'll do what they're supposed to do during takeoff and landing. So we were getting ready to take off last night, and I mean the pilot had given the plane the gas to take off, and I saw the stewardess get this look on her face and suddenly stand up because someone had gotten out of their seat to go and get something out of the overhead bin during takeoff. Yeah, and then this morning, same thing happened again while we were landing. We started out of New Delhi early in the morning for what we knew was going to be a brutal day of riding. We didn't know how brutal it would turn out to be. We had to cover 550 kilometers on our first day. It ended up taking 17 hours. Once we got north of Chandigarh, we were in the mountains, and the roads went from straight and fast to the wildest curves I've ever seen.
Steve.
Yeah.
Tell me about our experience today.
Words do not. So, how can one describe this? It's like the rules are so different here. You get like the traffic kind of moves. It looks scary as hell when you first look at it, but then you kind of get into it and you do it and you don't die. And I'm quite sure that there's about 10 or so moves that I've pulled today. Again, kind of going with the flow of how things work here that would have been death-defying moves back home. And this it's just kind of another day, and you see a lot of bikes out, and if it was really dangerous, there'd be bodies everywhere. So somehow it works. I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, I was really thinking about this, how I was going to decompress and talk about the whole thing tonight. And I did the Tail of the Dragon last year, and I rode a Ducati with a friend of mine named Javon. And the tail of the dragon is for elementary kids. You know, and that's it. That's the truth with what I think, because the tail of the dragon is 15 miles, I think, 130 turns. What we have done so far today has been the last 150 miles has been a tail of the dragon. And just imagine doing the tail of the dragon and passing in the other lane with children on the back of your motorcycle and trucks that want to pass that think they're motorcycles. That's what we've been doing all day, and that's normal. So yeah, it's been crazy.
The weather started out great, but deteriorated as we went further north. It never got very rainy, but the roads got slicker. In the chaos of the highway traffic, our trip suddenly came to a screeching halt. Without warning, a bike was skidding across the pavement in front of me, and the body of the rider was tumbling across 3 lanes of traffic. My camera had been running the whole time, and while I did not get a clear view of the accident, it turns out some of the details of it were captured. By some miracle, he only had a couple of scrapes and was back on his bike soon. Aside from his helmet, he wasn't wearing any other protective gear. This accident and the good luck that befell him was a wake-up call to all of us, and I never saw anyone riding without gear for the rest of the trip. We arrived in Manali late that night, exhausted. We awoke to a day of rest and relaxation.
In a tuk-tuk. But this is not our first time. We've been here before. We're veterans, KT veterans. Not in the tuk-tuk.
Today is day 4. Yeah, day 4, day 3, day 4. And today I've just had a day where I've spent just a beautiful, wonderful, relaxed day in Manali. Really didn't do much. Went to the market. But today we go over Rohtang Pass. 13,000 feet. Right now I'm at about 5,900 feet. So we're basically more than double, in the span of a couple of hours this morning, we're going to more than double our altitude from the first day. And I think that's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be physically interesting, physically challenging. I've been hitting diamox and doing all the things you're supposed to do to prepare for high altitude. I was told, again, this really it's fun when somebody tells you that for your good health you must buy chocolate and you must eat chocolate on your way up the mountain. This is my kind of place. So I bought a bunch of chocolate yesterday, and I have it right at the top of my my bag, and we'll be able to access it very easily. So that's going to be fun. What else? It's sunny today. It was raining last night. That worried me a little bit, but this morning it's sunny. Maybe we'll have good weather. I don't know. But yeah, just this is very intense. It's very challenging. It's incredible. I can't believe I'm getting to do this. I've dreamed of places like Kathmandu, just how exotic they are. I get to go. I'm going to places that are just as exotic, if not more so. I was thinking about it this morning and thinking about how much I love Wadi Rum in Jordan. How completely out of this world that place is. I have a feeling I'm going to find a few places that I feel are much more out of this world and much more rare and inaccessible. Wow. And I just hope I make the most of it. That's all. I hope I don't get absorbed in something that's really unnecessary, something that doesn't need to be thought about.
After a morning of wild and crazy riding, here we are. This is Rohtang Pass. It's about 13,500 feet high. I'm not feeling it at all, and this is pretty exciting stuff. What do you say, Doug?
Coming above the tree line is a pretty neat experience. Yeah, I'm not feeling anything of it yet. No effects. Nothing from the
It's a crazy atmosphere.
Rohtang Pass was behind us. The sky cleared, but the road got worse, much worse, and narrow with traffic. The road consisted of sand and loose rock. And then